2.5 years when I went with my parents to the tennis course, and with 6 I got my first practice lesson, and there was also like kind of watching list. So there were like a few girls and boys, they were on a watching list from the coaches. So they checked what are you going to do and this and that, how you move, the way you hit the ball and this and that. And then there were like a few coaches, they came to my especially to my father, and said, hey, listen, this guy's pretty talented, what do you think about to give him the opportunity to practice, yeah? Like twice a week, 1 hour, this and that. Okay, I started with this, and yeah, it became more and more, and 12 years later I became a professional tennis player. Actually, the situation as a tennis player is like, if you're going to lose first round, like 1 week later you have the next chance maybe to win the tournament. You know, it's like every day you start at 0 like all the others. Also, if there is a guy seated on 1, you can also lose first round. And this was like something what impressed me a lot. I also watched Thomas Gustav called Legacy Sempres Gaudenzi. And yeah, when I was 13, I was also skiing pretty professional and playing football. But then there was like a time I had to decide which kind of way I would like to go. And I said, okay, I would like to be a tennis player. And my father told me, okay, but you're still too young to finish skiing and football. Because like maybe in half a year you say tennis is also not so funny anymore and you stop everything. I said, no, believe me, I will be a professional tennis player, and once I will be in the top 100 of the world and everything's gonna be fine. And I said, yeah, okay, if you think you're gonna make this way, I will support you, I will help you wherever you can, wherever I can, and I wish you all the best. That is also the reason why actually I never tanked the match, or I never just let it run, because I knew how hard my father, especially my father, worked, also my mom, and like all the money we had went into my tennis career, so there was for me no way to just let it go, you know. So I always had to fight for myself. I had to fight until the match ball is done. At the beginning, of course, there was no one who said, okay, listen, Daniel is a nice guy and he will be top 100 one day, I will give you 50,000 euros. It was like more that I had like a shirt, and this shirt named Daniel and Friends. So I had like, I don't know, 20 sponsors on my shirt, and everybody paid like 500 euros. So I think 500 euros everybody can pay if he has a company. It doesn't hurt him. So, and 20 times 500 is also 10,000, and yeah, with these 10,000 euros I had, of course, a lot of flights for free. And yeah, and this chance I got, and these possibilities he offered me, I took and went up in the ranking. Yeah, when I was 17, at the December, like at the Christmas holidays, my father took me out of school because yeah, I pushed him so much. I said, hey, I don't want to go there anymore. For me, it sounds like they're not talking German because I don't understand anything. Yeah, and then we made the decision and said, okay, if you don't want to go to school anymore, you quit, and all your focus is on tennis. If I would try to finish school, I wouldn't reach my career high. Probably I would never been first 300, you know. So, I mean, what would have been if, it's for me not important, you know. I mean, situation is now as it is. I'm 36 years old and I've been 55 in the world. I've been top 80 in doubles, and yeah, what would happen if I would finish school, and it doesn't matter. For my parents, it was always important to do some sports, you know, because if you do some sports, you don't have, I don't don't know, when you become 13, 14, 15, you don't get stupid minds taking drugs, smoking, drinking alcohol. I mean, of course, I was drinking alcohol when I had been in my career, but the first time I drank alcohol I was like 24, and I just started because I saw Marat Safin drinking before he played his Australian Open final. And I said, okay, now I'm all the time between 150 and 180, and I don't get up. And this guy is playing Australian Open final, and he's like so drunk that he can even walk on his 2 feet. So it cannot be that bad. Yeah, and then I tried, and of course, I mean, he was number 5 in the world.
He lost it to Tommy Johansson.
Yes, yes. But he could never win because he was so drunk that it was unbelievable. He was celebrating the night before his birthday party, and for me it looked like he celebrated like he won already the Australian Open. But of course, I mean, if you drink, you should drink like with your mind open, and not like him. I mean, actually, the way he practiced was the same, but he was so talented, so he could do things like this. But all other players, they had to work very hard. Me as well. Once, unfortunately, I was drunk when I played, and yeah, of course, I mean, in your mind you are very relaxed because you always have in your head, okay, if I lose, it's because I was drunk and this and that. But I mean, actually, I played first Bundesliga, so there have been a lot of people and a lot of kids, and of course, till now, nobody knew that the situation was like this. Because if you think about it, you just play one single and one doubles, it's like with like 5, 6, 7,000 euros for one single. If you win, you get like 1,500 bonus.
Yeah, really good bonus.
Yeah, like a guy who works 40 hours a week in the office, he gets like 1,500 a month. You will take it within probably 1.5 hours, or probably in half an hour if your opponent is injured or something like this. I mean, if you have the possibility to play German Bundesliga, of course you have to take it because it's so much money and in a very easy way. When I played Hochschulclub in Düsseldorf, it was the Air Berlin club. I played like a German guy. I don't remember his name, but he was playing same position as me, but of course for the opponent team, he was like 45. So it's not so easy, you know. And I was down all the time. I was down. I was set down, break down, and I came back. And at this time we played Champions tiebreak in the third set. I was playing on center court in Düsseldorf. It was unbelievable. But in this moment, you don't think about the money. You're just there, and you enjoy. I don't know, like 1,500 people are behind you. They have never seen me before, you know. They just knew that I play for their club because I wear the shirt where it says Düsseldorf, you know. So okay, they know, okay, we have to cheer for this guy. But they were supporting me like hell, and of course afterwards it was nice that all the people, the club manager, the boss of the team comes to you and says, hey Daniel, for your first match here in Düsseldorf was great job, we're proud that you're here, this and that. It's not, of course, when you sign the contract it's because of the money. But if you're there and you see the way the people are pushing you, you don't think about the money, you're just there, enjoy and try to make the people satisfied. I just explained this story to my wife and my daughter like 1 week ago. It was like unbelievable final. Because the day before I played the same German guy, I played in the Bundesliga, and we always had tough matches all the time. But it was all the time matches like on a very, very high level. And I won again, and I played Grande Filo in the final. And it was like, he was coming back from injury like half a year ago. And his shape was always getting better and better. I played him already once before, a small city of Italy. I played in quarters and I lost in semis against Seppi. And there I beat him very easy. I played like unbelievable good match, and I played in final there. Of course, Filippo Volandri, he was in good age. Everybody knew him. He played the Davis Cup for Italy. He was like a hero there, and probably also when he stopped now, probably he still is. You know, probably he's a legend in Italy. He was a very good player. And, when we went on court, it was already like this. You know, he didn't want to lose against me because I'm a stupid Austrian. I didn't want to lose against him because he was like the typical pizza cook from Italy. And first set, I remember very well, I won. Second set, I was down 5-2. I hold my serve to 5-3, and he had like 40-15. And I don't know till now, his second serve was very weak. He was hitting very strong on the baseline, and his first serve was good, but his second serve was very weak. And actually, my head was already focused for the third set. And he played, I know it's like it was half an hour ago, he played second serve on 40-15, and I played drop shot immediately. He didn't reach it. It was 40-30. First serve out, second serve again on my backhand, I played drop shot again. Then I thought, okay, probably I should try to break him and stay in the set. Because I was pretty tired from the day before when I played the 3-set semi-final against the German guy. But at use, I tried to hit again, play again, and try to break him. Played a long rally, and the people all the time pulled at me when I played big shots because I provoked them before all the time. Also in the semi-final, and I know that I played a drop shot and I had break point. And he played again second serve on my forehand, I put it in, and played again a drop shot with my backhand, and he didn't reach it. And I was going through the court like fist up and saying, "Yeah, forza fino." And the people, they were getting crazy like hell, you know. And I just loved it. When I was tired, I loved it when the people were against me because they gave me like some extra energy, some extra power. So I served through to 5-all. And then like was a long game, and I keep on provoking him like hell, you know, always playing drop shots, this and that. Play drop shot, lobbed him, play drop shot again for Safilo like this, you know, against the crowd. And then like he made a big mistake. Both of us, we had already a court violation. I think it was, for me it was record abuse or verbal abuse, like standard for Mr. Koellerer. For him it was also verbal abuse because he gave me some bad words in Italian. And then like I broke into 6-5, and when we passed the chair umpire, like he punched me with the shoulder, you know. And honestly, I didn't expect it. So he punched me really hard, and I stroked to the fence like this, you know. And then like they booed me again, like because they thought that I was playing a big show. I said, okay, what the fuck? I mean, that's not possible, huh? I mean, he had to get defaulted immediately. So supervisor was called on court. So what happened? And I was like full about it. And he said, "Yeah, he punched me with the shoulder and this and that. You have to default him. Doesn't matter for people. Doesn't matter if you're in Italy or not. Also, when he's Italian player, he normally gets defaulted, huh?" They said, "No, there is so much fire in the game. If we default him now, people get crazy. Yeah, they're gonna kill you. You won't reach the hotel. So we just give you point penalty." And then I was getting crazy and said, "Hey, listen, if I lose this match, you won't get to the hotel because I will attack you." And they say, "Hey, be careful because you will get also point penalty, blah, blah, blah." And then I thought, okay, this match is crazy. Yeah, I don't give a shit anymore. I just behave like an asshole. I just want to win this tournament. And then like, started 15 love straight. Of course, point penalty, 15 love. And then like, kick white on his backhand, he hit it, I played drop shot, and I came again with Forza Filo. So the first bottles were coming on floor. Huh? On the center court, first bottle was exploding next to me. I said, okay, I cannot continue like this, huh? We have to break. It's not possible, huh? So the ball kids took the bottles and threw it away. So then they started to throw some other things in it, you know. And then like, I finished the match, you know, and I was going, and like this. So of course they were getting crazy. And yeah, all the bottles, they were coming from left, from front, from the right, from behind me. So there were like 2 securities, huh? They took care of me. and then there were like the ceremony, and yeah, it was him first, of course, because he lost now. And he said, yeah, he's disappointed to lose against a guy like this and this. And I said, okay. I said to myself, okay, listen, Daniel, he's going to give shit for you now. You will throw him the roses like hell, you know. Like you will come and do like this, like 5 minutes longer. So okay, and the winner of Trani Open, Daniel Koellerer. So I didn't even hear my name because like 1,000 people, they were whistling. So okay, no problem. I went there, took the trophy, and then they gave me the microphone, yeah, and said, okay, can you say some words as the winner? I said, yeah, okay, it's no problem. People were whistling and this and so. The tournament director came and said, yeah, in Italian, please let him say some words. You won the tournament, he played great tennis, blah blah blah. And then there were still some guys and girls. They were whistling and booing and go home like this, you know. And I was there and I was so calm, and I said to myself, okay, you show now that you can be different, like during the match. I said, okay, first of all, thank you very much for the sponsors, for the tournament director, for the linesman, for the chair umpires, especially for the ball kids. You made a very good job this week. So the first 10 people started already to clap, and then I came up with my best side. I said, okay, I also want to congratulate Filippo. Congratulations for the final. Made a very good job this week. You're coming back from an injury. Very good job. Keep on doing this, and you will be back very soon. And thank you very much for everything, and also for all the people. Also, when you hate me, I won the tournament. Filippo lost. You were on his side. I am just by myself. We see each other next year. Thank you very much, and bye bye. People were freaking out. They were Everybody was on my side. Afterwards, they came to me, signing the shirt, signing the newspaper, everything. Everything was fine. I went there. There were people. I want to invite you for some drink, for some food, this and that. I said, no, everything's fine. I have to go back to the hotel now. I have to reach my flight because in 2 days I will go to US Open. Thank you very much. Actually, I got trained it from my first coach.
Yeah.
I was playing
To behave in the tournament.
Yeah. And after 4 years, I couldn't stop it anymore. And unfortunately, I mean, now when I did so many bad things against some opponents, against some players, they are outside of the court and also in the court. Nice people and nice characters, yeah. Not now, because it's 8 years ago. Also there, I felt sorry that I behaved like a big asshole. But during the game, it was like, as I said before, it was like a horse, like this, you know. When I started to work with this coach and I played junior tournaments and I didn't provoke my opponent, I got some penalty exercise. But these penalty exercises, they were so hard that during these exercises I had to throw up, but not once, like twice or 3 times. He was screaming at me like 200 meters far away from the court, and the people on the terrace, they still heard it. They heard every word he said to me, you know. Like, he missed the first serve, and I didn't let him wait to break his concentration. After the match, he came to me and said, hey, why you didn't do this? Or when he throwed up for the second serve, that I had to stamp with my foot on the floor to irritate him, you know. If I didn't do this, he was pissed off and I had to do some penalties. And like after this, unfortunately, I couldn't stop it anymore. I changed my coach. I went to Vienna, and there was a coach. He said, okay, as long as I cannot work 1 week without no troubles and no problems on the court during the exercise, during the practice, I will not go to the tournament. I have 3 things free in 2 hours. I can hit 3 times the racket. 4th time, practice is done, and I go 2 hours on the bicycle. I can hit twice the racket and throw once the ball to the fence, and the 4th time I go 2 hours on the bicycle. I can scream 2 times shit and hit once the racket. If I do it once again, I go 2 hours on the bicycle. In the first week, I was more than 16 hours on the bicycle. and I practiced, I don't know, probably 8 to 10 hours. But it became better and better. But what we also recognized was that my game is going down, because I didn't have the tension anymore, you know. Like I was more like a Valium, you know. I was going around like this. I didn't have tension. So if I did something wrong, I wanted to win the record. But if I did it already 3 times, and if I did it once again, I go to the bicycle. Of course, I kept my record, and I mean, I was close to explore. But what happened? If I would do it again, I go to the bicycle. I mean, I'm not Armstrong, you know. So I wanted to stay on the court, but my tension level went down, and also my game. So I talked to him and said, hey, listen, we cannot continue like this, because like this I won't go up. I just will go down. And yeah, we practiced like 1.5 years, and then at the end he started to take me down on purpose. Like I was playing a practice set against a good guy, so I had to fight to beat him. But also in the practice, like I served was break point, I served an ace wide on the line, clear on the line. I was out second serve. Okay? Second serve double fault. Of course I was pissed. So it was like, I don't know, 40 degrees on the court. The side of my opponent was water, mine was dry, like in Sahara. He just wanted to put pressure on me to explode. Yeah, and then we stopped, we kept in contact, and he still helped me a bit, you know, because he was also traveling to some other place. He helped me a bit, but when we didn't work together anymore, our relationship was much better. But I actually, till the end of my career, I couldn't stop. I just stopped when I got the information to become dead. I got one more court violation within 10 weeks, and it was against an Italian player. In 2009, of course, was also the most disappointing and sad year of my life, because I lost my mom. At the beginning of the year, I beat Albania in Acapulco, big match. Next day, I beat Alberto Martin, saving 2 match points. Then I lost to Vassallo Aguelo, so this was already the first big result, 2009. Then I showed also the big guys that there is a crazy Austrian coming up. Afterwards, I went to Miami and Indian Wales. Miami I was in, beat Rofus first round. Indian Wales I qualified and played Roddick second round. It was a very good match for me. Unfortunately I lost because first set I was too much. I mean, big center court, playing Roddick. I mean, it's like he's, at this time I think he was more famous than Trump at this time, you know. But second set was great and I had the opportunity to win, but at this time I was not ready for victories like this. But yeah, afterwards I won Roma, where I lost my mom when I became first time top 100. Afterwards I won also Trani. Yeah, and then I went to the US Open.
You beat Machado and Cuevas, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But against Machado I was just talking shit, because the situation against Machado I had already in Wimbledon. I was 2 sets up against Koellerer in Wimbledon and lost in 5 sets.
Yeah.
So and then I played Machado in US Open, New York, and I was 2 sets up and lost the third. I just was going around and said, yeah, okay, it's gonna happen the same like in Wimbledon, doesn't matter. 2 sets up and then losing, it doesn't matter. And I just was fooling myself, and then finally I won. I was so happy. I was so happy to win the first match at the Grand Slam tournament. And then I played Cuevas, and there was also an Austrian reporter over there. And after the match against Machado, we went for a drink in the lobby and we had some fun till 2 o'clock in the morning. And he said, listen, if you don't say one stupid word against Cuevas, I'm gonna sign a contract with you that you will beat him. I said, yeah, you know, whoever is playing well and this and that, and hardcore is not my favorite surface. And he said, just shut up, okay? Just don't say one stupid word and you're going to beat him. And then I went to the locker room before the match, and I was thinking about my mom. I thought, okay, I won the first time at the Grand Slam tournament. She would be so proud of me. So it doesn't matter what's gonna happen today. You know, if I win, I win. If I lose, was second round at the Grand Slam tournament. There are like 100,000 players. They would like to reach this once and will never do it. You know. I said, yeah, okay, I go out, try my best, and shut my mouth. I didn't say one stupid word during this match, and I lost the first set. Then like I came back like, I don't know, like tornado, you know? And, like I won in 4 sets, and then there was like one guy, he was handicapped, he was sitting in a wheelchair, and it was so hard for me to hear these words. After the match he came to me and said, he was Austrian, and he said, congratulations, your mom would be so proud of you if you would see you like this. And this guy took me so hard because I thought, hey, look, I mean, you're handicapped your whole life, you know, and you're coming to me and telling me this. It's like, I thought this guy is so unbelievably strong, huh? And he said, you have something for me, like something to remind, huh? And he said, you can get everything you want. If you ask me for a racket, I would give it to you, it's no problem. He said, no, a racket is too much, and as you can see, I cannot play, huh? So if you would give me a shirt, I would be so happy. I said, I took the bag down, I took all my shirts off, and said, you can decide if it's white, if it's blue, if it's black. And he told me, I would like to get the one you wear. I said, are you kidding me? It smells like hell, it's wet. I said, doesn't matter, I would like to get your shirt which you wear now. I said, yeah, okay, if you want. So I gave it to him. There were like so many people, they were giving me standing ovations. I mean, I didn't do it because of the people, this guy just impressed me, you know. And I gave it to him, and I asked him if he wants to watch the match against Del Boto in 2 days. I said, listen, you had so much troubles in your life, if I can give you a smile on your face, you will get like a box ticket and you will see the match from the box, huh? And he said, yeah, I would love, but I will go home tomorrow, huh? And I said, yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Took my bag and I took his wheelchair. With his friend said, no, I do it. I said, no, I do it. So we went through all the people, huh, to the merchandise shop. And as a player, you get every day, you get like some money on your badge, yeah. I said, okay, man, doesn't matter what you want. You just can take whatever you want, huh? He said, yeah, I would like to get a towel. I said, yeah, okay, I don't buy you the towel. You can have mine, huh? Because on the side courts and the big ones, you get the official towels as well. I said, yeah, okay, the towel you have, so what you want else? No, I'm so happy I got a shirt from you and a towel from the US Open. I said, okay, what's your size? And he said, like, yeah, large, huh? So I took one long sleeve shirt and one short sleeve shirt. I said, hey, take it, be happy, I'm on your mind. And that's it, huh? Yeah, I should sign them for him, huh? So these were like more impressive for me than the match against Del Boto, because this guy probably I made happy for the rest of his life, you know, with things like this, because everything what's important for life got taken from him. And yeah, finally, of course, the match was great, but at the moment I cannot bite down from it, you know. I had a very difficult operation on my wrist, so I was out for 2 months. And then I started to practice. I got some infection on the right wrist again, but they told me they won't make operation again because it would last much longer. And yeah, I started to practice, and then I wanted to go to Egypt, but then there were so many troubles on the Plaza de Tahrir. So I had to wait again and again and again and again, and I was already a World Championship winner of practice, because I just was practicing no matches at all. Yeah, and then I started to practice again, to start play tournaments again, like winning, final, winning, final. And at this point, the problems with the ATP and the TIU started already. And actually that was not the passion I lost. It was like taking me down like hell, because everything was strictly confidential. I was not allowed to talk to anyone. So when I came home to the mom of Lily and she said, yeah, what happened? I had to tell her, yeah, I'm not allowed to tell. And this is like when you have some troubles and you can share with someone else, the trouble is not like 100% of your own. But this was something that was always on my mind, like always on my shoulders, and was always getting heavier and heavier. And at the French Open, it was like the big breakdown. I had to go to the psychologist. He told me I'm close to burnout because all these factors for stress have been too much, so I couldn't handle them anymore. I was ready to practice. I was practicing in Paris like hell. And then I went first round to Gabashvili. I went on the court. There's no motivation. When I hit an ace and this guy says 15 love, I was pissed off. I didn't want to play matches. There was so much pressure on me. So much pressure because all of this match fixing stuff, you know, like if there was like a drop shot and I could reach him, I was thinking hopefully nobody saw it. Probably they thought that I'm not showing best effort and this and that. And then I went to the psychologist and he told me, put your rackets aside, put it at the somewhere where you don't see. Yeah? I said, why? He said, because it's just disappointing for you. You are depressed and you don't recognize it. You have to stop. And he told me, just do what you wanted to do. To tell this professional tennis player is like impossible. Because a professional tennis player just knows tennis shoes, socks, trousers, shorts, racket, and tennis balls. I don't know cinema. I don't know to go to the lake. I don't know to go on the afternoon for a coffee. I didn't know. He said the next 2 weeks you're not allowed to play. Don't do it. Yeah, believe me, you will feel much better. Okay. So I went home, I saw my rackets, and I really started to cry. What the fuck? Okay, I took the rackets, threw them away, so I couldn't see them anymore. I started to practice with some young guys. So I was there, took a racket of him, because mine I couldn't see at the moment. So I took a racket of him, was behind like him, said okay, go lower, hit it harder, hit it more forward, this and it was so funny. I liked it. Every day in the morning from 8 to 11, I mean, the coach was there, but I coached him as well. So afterwards I said, okay, I go to the lake. Jump to the car, halfway, no, I don't want to go to the lake. I would like to go for coffee. So come back to the city, no, I'm tired, I want to sleep. So went up, I don't want to sleep, I want to play PlayStation. So afterwards, I go to the cinema. I haven't been to the cinema half year, I go to the cinema. Went to the cinema, no, there was no motivation for anything, And then after 2 weeks I went to him again and he asked me how I feel. I said, I don't know, I cannot tell you how I feel. No way. I just know in 2 days I have to play club matches, otherwise there is no money. He says, not a good idea. I said, I have to play, otherwise I have to pay fine to the club. Yeah, okay, do as long as you feel good. If you feel bad, retire immediately. Retire, and it's over, it's finished. Okay, so I went there, played a German guy. First game, he injured himself. He broke the ankle. Okay, match is done. Final. I played against Koubek. And he was like also Austrian. And of course he was a rival, Austrian, in Austria, Austrian championships for clubs. And my mental coach called me and said, hey, listen, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, just be quiet. Otherwise newspaper gonna destroy you. Okay, so I started to play, I won the first set, and I mean, you know the way I played, huh? And if I tell you I didn't push myself once in the first set, you know how I felt. So I was sitting there at 3-2 in the first set and I started to cry because I was totally destroyed. And he said, come on, if you cannot continue, just be retired, it doesn't matter. I said, no, I continue. So in the second set, I got the break to 3-1, and Koubek said, yeah, and now I'm gonna eat you, I'm gonna bite you. And I broke him back, and I didn't say anything. Without, you didn't have the break very long. And we passed each other, and he got like a blackout or something like this. I don't know what happened, and he started to jump like this. And after this, after 5 seconds, he said, "You don't have to tell me I'm a faggot." So what the fuck? I didn't tell him anything because the situation was straight in front of the chair umpire. I said, "Did you hear anything?" And he said, "No, there was no word." Huh? I said, "Hey, come on, Stefan, I didn't tell you anything. You don't have to talk to me. This and that." Supervisor came on court, defaulted me, and who was the asshole? Of course, it was me. He got defaulted because he jerked me, huh? And I was the asshole because he told me I'm a faggot. I said, "Hey, I didn't say it. So what happened? President of the Austrian Tennis Federation, he accepted the default, but next day he was allowed to play in the final. It's like in Austria when you have a lobby, yeah? You can do whatever you want. If you have no lobby, like at me, it's like throwing to the lions, They should eat him. If they eat him, we have one problem less. And that was actually the situation.
So in your opinion, which was the worst thing that you have ever done in court?
I gave a ball kid shit.
Sometimes, or once in particular.
Once really hard.
A kid, a little boy.
Especially now I feel even more sorry when I have a daughter by myself. Because if she would be ball kid and a tennis player would treat her like I did with the boy, he wouldn't finish the match because I would break everything he has. At this time I have to say by myself I was such an asshole.
About the lifespan. There is something that is true on the sentence, or something that is close to the truth about the sentence, or in your opinion, what happened? This was just an excuse for ATP to get rid of you because it was an troublesome character.
Of course. This I would say again in 50 years when I'm lying in the bed and just have 3 minutes left to live. I would say the same again. That they just took me off by betting because that was the only possibility to take me off the circuit.
So you confirm that you'll never try to convince another player to fix match or lose or win. Okay. Which proof they give?
Nothing. There is still no proof till today. It's 9 years ago. There's still no proof. And for me, there are just two ways. One way is I didn't do it. The other way is I did it, but I did it that well that they don't have any proof. And now everybody can make their own picture of it. If they tell me that I didn't do it, I didn't do it. If they tell me that I did it that clever way that they don't have any proof, it's also good for me. But I know that with this shit, with this criminal shit, I never got in contact. I got in contact by phone calls. This is also what I told the ATP. I told them that I got an offer for French Open to lose first round for 130,000 euros in straight sets. I told them to get an offer in Kitzbühel to get 65,000 euros to lose first round against the qualifier. I told them. And in the other way, they came to me and said, okay, listen, you are the big fish in Europe because this amount of money and these offers, they are so big, this is unusual. I said, yeah, okay, if I get a phone call and they offer me 65,000 euros, 65,000 euros to lose first round against the qualifier, I cannot come to you and tell you, listen, I got an offer for 5,000 euros. Because if it would be a guy from the ATP and they just want to control me and he offers me 65 and I come to you and tell you they offered me 5,000, then it means again I'm a liar and then I'm again the bad guy, So I come to you, tell you the truth, and in the other way, turn around, yeah, you make it bad for me. That's not correct, you know.
Do you think that your colleagues can suggest to ATP something, not because something was happening, but because a lot of players dislikes you?
Why dislikes me? They hated me.
They hate.
So stay at the truth.
Okay.
Especially there was one very funny guy. He said that we never spoke to each other. Listen, we never spoke to each other. But he knew that it was me on the phone who called him. This is something you have to explain me. Now it's your turn. But it's funny, if you never talk to a person, you never played against him in singles, never played against him in doubles, they also ask him if we have ever been together for lunch, breakfast or dinner. And he said no. But
What?
No, we haven't been for breakfast, lunch or dinner. But I know that he was the guy who called me. Of course, everybody was laughing. Because they said, listen, if you never talk to him, why you know 100% that it was him? Because I recognize his voice. Bullshitting around. Of course, I mean, the judge was not stupid. After this interview, he said, okay, we cannot take this guy serious, so we take him out. You know? Of course, same with Reino Destin. He was like a crown witness.
Yeah.
IDF came to him and said, if you put Koellerer in trouble, we reduce your fine to 12 months.
Really?
He said this by himself. He said that he's gonna put me in trouble 100% because he has a deal with the IDF. And if I will be suspended, his doping ban from 24 months will reduce to 12. So what happened? I got banned, and 2 months later he played the Australian Open. I mean, that's a joke, you know. And 3 months later they catched him again. Oh, very nice. I mean, what the fuck? He got 4 times tested positive. 4 times. And he got like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. And the 2 years when he got reduced to 12 because he put me in troubles with lies. He said he will put me in troubles to 100%. Doesn't matter if it's true, if it's the truth or not. A nice deal. A nice deal. They test him 5 times positive. 5 times. Proof.
Yeah.
I got like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, reduced to 12 and now 5 years. With proof. And they suspend me for a lifetime without proof. Good rule it.
So, did you have a return in the tennis tour if you had the possibility, maybe as a coach?
Do you think that if there is a guy in prison for murdering someone and he didn't do it, that he wakes up every morning and praying to God and say, please let them find the real murderer? And of course, I had 5 times an operation on my right wrist, had 2 on my left wrist. I have 6 times big troubles with my articular disc on the back. Got 2 operations also on the back. I'm far away from a professional tennis player, but if my telephone would ring now, I would stop everything I do at the moment, would practice for 3-4 days, and I would go for the first prize money tournaments, of course. Tennis has been my life, is still deep in my heart, and this is something I cannot cut out.